And this can be seen on our YouTube page, which I will put a link for a little bit later. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Feels different, right? It feels different for me because for the past year and some change, we've been doing these Zoom calls, and they've been a part of us making sure that we're not only continuing to do the work, but to make sure that we are in the now of what's going on, not only on the west side of Chicago, but throughout the whole city. So I know that there are a lot of new people on this call. I definitely want to welcome you. I thank you for taking time out. My name is Joseph Green Jr. I am the CSAC West coordinator. I've been in this position since October of 2018. So my anniversary was on the 1st of this month. Part of what we do here is that we are empowering the men and women who are coming home to give them the resources, to give them the information, to give them the guidance to help navigate them so that when they come home, they can get the essential things, right? And then as they grow, continue to find their purpose, put them in a position to win. You know, reentry doesn't start when they get home. Reentry actually starts when a person is locked up in prison. So part of what we do, and there are a lot of different CSACs. We have a CSAC South, we have a CSAC North, and I'll put the flyer and information in the chat. Mr. Coakley, if you want to, you can put the address and a number where people can be reached. Each CSAC has their own meeting. Our meeting is every third Friday of the month. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, it should have been last week. I changed it because there was only one day for that week, the first week of October, which was on a Friday. So I just brought it down because CSAC North had their meeting this past Wednesday. So CSAC North had their meeting on the second Wednesday of the month. We will have our meeting, CSAC West, every third Friday of the month. And then CSAC South has their meeting on the fourth Wednesday of the month, if I'm correct, Mr. Coakley. Am I right?
Yes, Joseph. Or sometime it's the third Wednesday of the month, but we actually tweaking ours just like you guys are doing now. So I will follow up. So I will request that any of our Southside partner agencies that's on the line, please send me your information as I update our list.
Exactly.
Thanks, Joseph.
And even if you are from the West Side, you want to be in tune with the communities doing all over. So just because we are on the West Side of Chicago, that doesn't mean that you can't be in tune with what's going on the North Side. You don't know who you can connect with or what people may need your services that are coming from wherever you're at, okay? So it's very important that, you know, we all, and my face ain't even showing. I'm sorry, y'all ain't saying nothing or nothing. I done got my haircut this morning. Y'all can't even see me. Let me get myself together.
I thought that was the intent. I don't know.
No. I'm looking at the camera. I'm like, let me change the view. I'm like, hold on. They can't even see my face. But the CSACs and part of what the Community Support Advisory Council does, and that's what CSAC stands for. It stands for Community Support Advisory Council, right? So this was created a number of years ago. And the idea was how do we provide resources for people that are coming home, right? How do we help people that need help? It's you know, Ms. Jackie Reed started Westside Health Authority, and that's part of where I work as well. It takes a village. So it's part of the community to make sure that when people come home and they've done their time, whether they're a man or woman, that they have the resources that they need, right? So we have a number of people today that you're looking at in these boxes who provide resources, that provide information, that provide services. So I know that this is probably the hardest thing to do. the hardest, I know I'm reading it at the same time, but I know it's the hardest thing to do, but try to network. You know, if you hear somebody and their information is something that you're interested in, maybe send them a side note in text, right, in the chat. How can we connect, right? Send me your email so I can see you out your information. That is what the Community Support Advisory Council is supposed to do, is to not only connect you guys as collaborative partners with your resources to help people, but it's my job when I go into the prison and I'm talking to these men and I'm encouraging these men, and I'm trying to empower these men to let them know about your services, to let them know about your programs, to let them know what they have looking forward to them when they get out. So we're talking about family reunification. We're talking about good scenarios and bad scenarios. And before I even talk about a resource, I just want to make sure that the men are mentally prepared, right? We all, everybody on this call, man or woman, has dealt with some type of trauma in their lives, right? And there's really not a system in place to really speak to that, right? So we have outlets like NAFI, we have Winter Circle. These are circles where people can come together with the same situations, the same different things going on in their life, and really talk about it. Because we're not talking about a year success or 6 months success. We're talking about 5-year success, 10-year success. We want to see people change their lives. We want to see them live that abundant lifestyle, right? That's housing, that's working a career, that may even be entrepreneurship, right? So what I have done and what the CSAC model has done is that we've developed these relationships with everybody on this call for all of the different services that are being provided. And this is how we connect people so that we can make sure that everybody is empowering themselves. It takes a village to build the community, and it takes everybody within that community, right? So I'm glad that you're on this call. I thank you for your time. I have some great guests with some great information. As you can look in the chat, CSAC South is in there. I'll send the flyer. If you're on the email list, you should have that flyer, right? And that flyer consists of everything, but I'll put it in once I let somebody else talk, right? Above and beyond. Well, let's just get right to it, right? We've been on these Zoom calls for the past year and some change. I'm happy to say, based off of the survey that we put out, I put a survey out at the beginning of this month, middle of September, asking about the temperature of going back to physical meetings. All right. Above and Beyond is located at 2942 West Lake Street. That's in the Humble Park near Garfield Park area, right? They have a beautiful place. They do so much great work, right? Substance abuse, really changing people's lives. Many of the men that we've worked with from Sheridan have went into their facilities to get help. And I'll tell you firsthand, it's a great place to go and visit. All you have to do is just ask for a tour. You can tell them that I sent you, and just really take in what they have to offer. But next month, we will be back at Above and Beyond. So we will be going back to live meetings, and you all are welcome to come and attend those. If you still are a little uncomfortable and you want to still be on Zoom, then we will have that link available for you. And the way they have it set up over there is very nice, the way they have it set up over at Above and Beyond. So it'll be so interactive, you wouldn't even notice that you weren't there. The only thing is that we'll be eating and you won't be eating. So I've already connected with our chef, Monique, who serviced us over the last, 6-7 years. She's back on board. We know that we're not going to get the same level of people coming as we've had in the past, but we just hope, if you have the means to get there, to come out, right? Let's see each other in the physical. You know, you have on masks, social distancing, they have everything in place, whatever. If you want to get tested, you want to get vaccinated, you can do all of that as well, right? Whatever you choose, whatever you want to do. But we would like to see everybody that's on this call and everybody that's watching this video later come out and come back. Let's get back to it, because people have been asking for it for about 6 months now. I've been real hesitant because of all these variants and all this stuff going on, but it's time to get back. So I'll have information on that. It's a great place. And then if you think about it, right, you pretty much come to us, have lunch, and you probably get to go home for the rest of the day. So that's going to be a great Friday for you guys, because it's going to be a great Friday for me, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I digress. I want to get to introductions, but before I even begin, we always start our meetings off here at Westside Health Authority with a prayer. So I'm gonna just come real brief. Father, I thank you for bringing us together today. I ask that you bless everybody on this call and everybody that does this work. Give them the strength to do what you have created us here to do. I thank you for this day, because I woke up this morning. I can breathe, see, talk, walk, laugh, cry, and everybody on this call can pretty much say the same thing. Continue to bless us and give us the strength to do this work. And I thank everybody for taking time out on their day. Amen. So I want to get everybody, I want to know who's in the room. I don't see a lot of cameras on. I'm not going to make you put your camera on, but I would like to see y'all face when y'all introduce yourself if possible. And we'll just go around the room. I'll just select people, because every time I say you go to the next person, it doesn't work right. So I will go with Miss Delgado. Let us know who you are, what you do, and if there are any events or anything that's coming up that we need to be aware of.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, my name is Patty Delgado. I'm the new program coordinator here at Revolution Workshop.
Hold on, you biting a little bit.
Sorry, it's probably because I have my headphones on. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So as I was saying, my name is Patty Delgado. I'm the new program coordinator here at Revolution Workshop. Started about a month ago. This is my second CSAC meeting with you guys. In terms of updates, next month we'll be kicking off our Revolution Workshop. For those of you who don't know, is a 12-week pre-apprenticeship construction job training program located out here in Garfield Park. It's open to anyone from ages 18 to 39 who are interested in starting a career in construction or in the trades. It's a pretty intensive 12-week program, but we help all our trainees get all the skills they need to find entry-level employment in construction. We also help with job placement. So it's a really cool organization. Next month, we're going to be starting up our recruitment efforts for our next cohort that starts January 18th. We're going to start hosting virtual info sessions that are going to be open to the public for anyone who's interested in learning a little bit more about the program and learning about the application process. So those dates are to be determined, and I can probably share with you guys once we know more. But yeah, I think that's about it in terms of updates that I have. So it'll be an exciting time.
That sounds good. A lot of people that we, before the pandemic hit, there were a lot of individuals who graduated from that program, and they help with job placement. They help you to get back and forth to work. There's a lot of incentive for somebody who has the desire to be in woodwork, or just really, they like to build things. So if you know of individuals, and we have another one on the call as well with a similar program. If you know of individuals who not just want to get a job, maybe get a skill, right? A skill will take you to the next level, because then you're talking about maybe opening up your own business and becoming an entrepreneur. And that's what we need more in our community, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely, if you have, or if you're interested in knowing more, please reach out to Ms. Delgado, and I will let Ms. Cynthia Berry have the floor.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay, I apologize. I'm en route to my office on my bike. So that's probably why I won't have my video on, but I just want to let everybody know that after COVID-19, we've probably doubled up in our business. And that's because clients have a hard time getting around. And so since they're allowed to do it telehealth, they're getting a lot more done. And so that's been a bit, even though COVID's been a problem for us not seeing each other, we've increased the amount of people we can help. So I'm glad to see that. I give the clients a choice whether to come in or to do it telehealth. So
Well,
go ahead.
Some people on the call don't know who you are. So can you
I'm Counseling First, and we have been in business about 7 years. So I worked inside a prison for 8.5 years, and then I came out and opened up Counseling First. I've also helped some programs like the GEO Group, Lutheran Social Services at certain times on a part-time basis, but I'm pretty much full-time running Counseling First. So we're kind of like an arm of all the CSAC programs. We get clients from all over the city. We've increased our amount of parole agents that use our program this year. We have clients all the way on west up to Jefferson Park, Elmwood Park. We have clients in the suburbs. We've had clients from other states. Indiana, I'm working with the prison over in Indiana, and of course, all over Chicago. We don't have a boundary of the areas we serve. So any client that needs anything, and if you come to me and I feel like you don't have the ability to, pay your small fee of $75, I will send you somewhere. Like I just sent several clients to Above and Beyond. Pretty much I do everything Above and Beyond does, but it's just me and my husband that run Counseling First. So I would say we're kind of like an outpost for everyone. So we work with everybody. So anybody that doesn't fit into a situation, I can take over here at Counseling First, including probation. Like I get clients that are on probation too from Cook County courts.
Yes,
so any kind of situation they're in, I can usually help them.
Okay. Glad to see you on the call as always. And
yes,
the work that she does, there are a lot of individuals that come home, they need to get the DUI. They're trying to get their license. Maybe they want to be truck drivers, but they just want to get their license back. They want to get in the situation. I've sent plenty of people over there to her, right? And she takes care of business. So if you need to link with her, like I'll put her information in the chat because she's on the bike. But if you want, you can kind of give them your number, Ms. Berry, if you can.
I will do that.
Okay. All right. Myron, you are next, sir.
Thank you, Joseph. My name is
I'm
Myron Bird. I'm with the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless, grassroots leader and part of the BCH.
Ooh, you froze out. That's good because I was gonna tell you don't go too hard. Just just because you're going hard later. Y'all going hard later. He didn't froze out. He just froze. He just like, Lord have mercy. But he'll be presenting later. Miss Odell, you just walked in. Come on with it.
Hi, everybody. Melissa Odell, Executive Director of Defy Ventures.
You gotta, there's new people on the call. You gotta tell them what Defy is.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm putting everybody on the spot today.
Thank you, Mr. Green. I appreciate that. So DeFi provides pathways to financial independence for people who are currently informally incarcerated. We run 2 in-prison programs, one at Kiwani Life Skills Reentry Center and the other at the Logan Correctional Center. With our proprietary curriculum, it's called CEO of Your New Life. We also run post-release programming. We have an entrepreneurship boot camp, which is currently in its 3rd cohort, and we also run a free business accelerator for people who are looking to help their business and want access to executive mentorship, more entrepreneurial content in terms of the academic side, and ultimately investment to help their business grow and thrive. So we give out grants of anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 for those who are going through our program. So happy to be here. Thanks so much, Joseph.
Glad to see you here. And when I say that the program is real and it's working, it is real and it is working, right? So if you know of individuals who have this great idea, right? And they have a belief in themselves to become an entrepreneur, then she's the woman that you need to be talking to about connecting them. I've seen the work. I've witnessed it. And I know it works. So Mr. Coakley, not Joshua. I'm gonna get the three in this box over here. Lamont Coakley and who is all that with you?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Lamont Coakley, one of the CSAC reentry team members. And Josh gonna pretty much tell y'all about our services, pretty much the same as CSAC West. So I ain't gonna hold y'all hostage. I'm Lamont Coakley.
All right. Who is that up in there with you?
Huh?
Who is all? I want to know who everybody else is as well.
Okay.
How you doing? My name is Tamiko McDowell. Nice meeting y'all.
All right.
How y'all doing? Glenn Fortier, reentry, Seaside.
All right.
Melody Van Pelt, reentry, stay safe. South.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Glad to see all y'all here. Mr. Coakley, you got the floor, brother.
Everyone, my name is Joshua Coakley. I am one of the senior directors of Target Area.
You kind of low, bro. You kind of low.
All right, let me get a little closer. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joshua Coakley. I'm one of the senior directors here at Target Area. Formerly the director of CSAC South. As Joseph mentioned about the various services we provide, I would just give some updates about what we're doing and how we're moving forward. And again, we are listed on the IDOC's website for our CSAC meetings every fourth Wednesday of the month. But as I mentioned, we may be tweaking those dates, but I will let you guys know.
Is there any time you can come to my office?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I would
Today
like
or this week?
Who is that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got you, bro.
Okay. So yeah, so basically what we could do, if you guys would like to join our meeting or present as one of the CSAC partners, feel free to reach out to me and I'll get this information over to Lamont and the reentry team and make sure that we set up a presentation for you guys to present at our next meeting. We will start our in-person meetings with the next meeting in November. So feel free to come out and enjoy some food, some fellowship. Like Joseph said, ain't nothing like that meet and eat, you know, because it's definitely something that we're looking forward to. Moving forward, we actually will be doing our resource fair this month. So I could share the flyer with Joseph when he sent out the blast this week or whenever he get ready to do it. I will include that flyer. It will be a resource event where our case managers, our outreach teams, and some of our violence interrupters and violence prevention program managers will be present. That's all I got for now. So thanks for this opportunity, Joseph, and looking forward to this working relationship with this table.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And CSAC South, when we were going down to the prisons talking, we would go down there together, right? They would take a haul, myself and my director would take a haul, and then we would switch it back up, right? And part of that process was just connecting with the men in Sheridan Correctional Facility. They're doing the work out south. And like I said, there are plenty of people that I met from the CSAC South meeting that come to the CSAC West meetings. So I want you to connect with whoever is doing the work so you can get what you need, right? I don't care, you know, because I just text CSAC North to like, where you guys at? I want you to connect with all of them, right? So you should be able to come to the CSAC North meeting, even if your program is all the way in the hundreds, right? If your program is on the west side, go to the CSAC South meeting. The purpose of the Community Support Advisory Council is to connect with everybody because we're all family and we're all trying to do one job, and that's save people's lives. If we all in agreement on that.
No, absolutely, Joseph. Thanks for that.
Yes, sir.
One CSAC at the end of the day.
Exactly. Mr. Durr, you have the floor, sir. Hubie.
Sorry about that, Joseph. Hello, everyone. My name is Yubi DeRay. I'm the Career Pathways Manager at the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Pleasure meeting with all of you. Currently, Greater Chicago Food Depository, we're ending 2 training programs. Our CLA, Certified Logistics Associate Program, graduates graduate today, and our front of the house customer service program. We have 9 to 12 graduates today. Our next cohort of programs won't start until November, the middle of November. So I'd like to send Joseph that information so he could probably send it out to everybody. But it's a pleasure. It is a pleasure to see and meet everyone. Patty.
And they are doing Greater Food Depository. That relationship has been going on. We also have a soup kitchen, right? So every Thursday from 2:30 to 4 p.m., we serve food that's cooked and prepared by me, yours truly, every single Thursday, 2:30 to 4 p.m. At 5816 West Division. I'll put the flyer in the chat with all of the information. But like I said, if you are not in the email blast, okay, check your spam. If I told you I put it in there, then it's in there. But you may want to check your spam. This is my email address, right? If you have information, flyers that need to be sent, then send it to this email address and I will put it out, because I always put it out for whatever program or whatever is going on. So if you have a function that's about to happen, Ms. Edwards, I'm gonna get on you in a minute because you tagged me, but you didn't email it to me so I can send it out to everybody, right?
Oh,
That's
no,
important. I can't do the work if y'all don't give me the paperwork to give out the information. That's my job, to empower people. So I need the information. If you don't send me the flyers, how can I send it out, right? I just wanted to put it on the spot. So I'm gonna go to Midriff because you've been over in the corner right next to me, just chilling. Come on and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, this is my first CSAC meeting. I also spoke yesterday with Joshua. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am, we hear you perfectly.
Okay, just making sure. I'm pretty new to my position. I started the 1st of September, but we were awarded a Department of Labor grant to provide training to 1,100 people in the areas of advanced manufacturing. I see somebody from JARC is on the call, and JARC is one of our training providers for this. The other non-community college training provider is Chicago Women in Trades, who's over at 16th and Western. They run a welding program for women. So we're also providing their tuition for their students. And then we have 10 different community colleges where we're able to pay for certifications in welding, CNC machining, anything related to advanced manufacturing, industrial electrician. So certifications, if people just want to sort of earn an advanced skill certification and go straight to work, all the way up to an associate's degree. And we can work with people that are unemployed. We can work with people that are underemployed. We can work with people that are adults. We're not working with youth. So we are working with the adult population, 17 or over and out of high school. That's one of the things we do. We are located in Pullman. That's where our offices are. I call us, we're in the high rise of Pullman, right off of Bishop Ford and the US Bank building right there. So that's where our offices are. But our service area for this grant is all of Cook County. So we have Daly College, Triton College, which is, easier probably for some people on the west side, Oakton College, Olive Harvey College, and then in the suburbs, South Suburban, Moraine Valley, we have Joliet, we have Kankakee, and we have all of Northwest Indiana as well with the Ivy Tech colleges. So that's one thing that we're able to offer. We also, we are a membership-based manufacturing nonprofit organization. So we have a lot of employer members. Most of them are in the south side, southeast side,
Okay.
and south suburbs and northwest Indiana as well. So that might not be as beneficial for people primarily just serving west side residents, but we service a lot of people and a lot of employers down in our area.
Yes, ma'am. Now you'd be surprised how many people live on the west side are going to travel to the south side because they have to work. So
I know.
it all correlates together. We get people.
I know it.
Cornerstone is a recovery, is a transitional home, is all the way on in the hundreds of the south side. And we get people coming all the way from there to come out here to get services. So that, it happens.
I know it happens. I just wanted to put that out there though. We do have the availability down here, and if you do have somebody with skills that are looking for jobs related to manufacturing, we do have a lot of manufacturing employers that are down here as well.
Yes,
so,
well, glad to have you on the call. I just sent you a private text, so shoot me your email when you get a chance, so I can put you on the email blast. And I really appreciate you coming.
Thank you. Today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Mr. Bell, you got the floor, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Timothy Bell, and I'm with the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. All right. And this is my first time here. I thank you for the invitation. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you invited us. Thank you for inviting us in. And I'm just sitting, listening, and just learning. And so far, I'm really impressed with what I've heard, and I'm looking forward to hearing a whole lot more.
Thank you, sir. We looking forward to hearing the work that you're doing.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Very highly of both of you gentlemen, you and Mr. Bird. Myron, do you have your camera a little bit better? Your mic a little bit better?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You can reintroduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, everyone. This computer with this situation. But anyway, my name is Myron Bird. I am a grassroots leader with the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless and the Bring Chicago Home campaign. As Tim said, that I thank you guys for having us on. This is my first ever meeting with you guys. So hopefully I'm like Tim the same way. I want to hear more what everyone has to say. I hear about the programs. I love the programs that you guys are doing, and maybe hopefully one day we all can partner up and just, make this one big thing happening for everyone to be happy.
That's what we're trying to do, sir. That's what we're trying to do. Ms. Peters, you have the floor.
Turn on my video real quick. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Emily Peters with the Jane Addams Resource Corporation. So I manage 2 of our sites on the west side in Austin, and then also on the south side in Chatham. So that's why I was asking for your information, Mr. Coakley, because I will be following up. But we offer free advanced manufacturing training and job placement, specifically in welding, CNC, which is computer numerical control. We also have a mechanical assembly training program and also a manufacturing program. So if somebody needs a little bit additional reading or math support to be able to do those skills, they can start in that bridge program and transition into one of the more advanced training programs. We also operate as a financial opportunity center. So that means we're, in addition to the technical training, they're also going to get employment coaching around resumes, mock interviews. They're also going to get financial coaching. So that includes being able to access their credit reports, maybe making budgets or plans to pay off debt, buy a car, whatever that might be. And we also do some digital skills instruction as well, which obviously in the last 2 years has been really important to a lot of people in the program. So once they kind of go through that program, they're going to get industry certifications for each of the training tracks, and then we help place them in jobs as well. They also continue to get follow-up services from us. So I kind of like to say once they go through our program, they're sort of stuck with us because we're going to continuously sort of follow up and keep offering services because we really want people to not just get a job, but ultimately start a career and keep advancing in that career, whether that's getting more certifications, whether that's helping them negotiate for a pay raise, whatever that looks like. We're going to continue to provide those services even beyond job placement. And if someone is interested, we do open enrollment, so we don't necessarily do it like cohorts or anything, so people can start at any time. And we are doing virtual intakes via Zoom. So somebody, if they're interested, can just go to our website and sign up for the next Zoom session. But I can drop a flyer in the chat too.
Yeah, drop a flyer in the chat.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
They started Chatham and at the Workforce Development.
Yeah, the Chatham Education and Workforce Center on 79th. We're in that building.
Okay, excellent. We 8110
Yeah.
South Cottage Grove in Chatham also. So jot that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This we gotta connect. We gotta connect. Miss Edwards, you have the floor.
So I'm coming off camera, I have this on here, so I'll probably look all black. Hello, everyone. My name is Elise Edwards. I am a community organizer on the West Side. I'm going to go ahead and say this since we're recording. I am loving this version of Joseph Green. He is like the master leader today. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. I love it. He is showing all of his leadership skills. So anyway, the only thing that I have as an update, sorry, Joseph, but I am loving it. I can say that it's being recorded. So I just want it for everybody else who is going to watch this later. He is in full blown boss mode. Anyway, I have a 24-hour prayer coming up with the quote unquote chain breakers. I just wanted to make you guys aware of what we do. On our 24-hour prayer, what we do is go out there where it's the most intense, the worst parts really of Chicago. And we minister to them. We minister to them opportunities. We provide breakfast, lunch, and also dinner. And it's all night long. We're out there praying. We're out there, giving, different opportunities to those who want jobs, for those who, want prayer. So if any of you are available to join, please do. I sent the flyer to you. I don't know if that's the best flyer. I got it off Facebook. I did my best there, Joseph, but especially those who could help us and provide us with different flyers for job opportunities. Those are, pretty much key, because when someone says, well, I just don't have anything else to do, we need to be able to give them, opportunities so that they could, especially for those who have, a background, a not so pleasant background for those. So, any job opportunities for those who are returning citizens.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all.
And I put the flyer in the chat, everybody. Ms. Hernandez, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lorena Hernandez. I work with Greater Western Partnership, and I've been part of these meetings for a couple of invites. So thank you, Mr. Green, for the invitation. I am a job developer and a business representative here with Greater Western Partnership. We have 4 programs here under the same roof. It's a big building at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard.
Don't give it all away because you're going to present later. Don't give it all away.
Okay, well, there's quite a bit to say, but there is an alternative high school on site, and there's an adult job placement program, 2 vocational training programs. So I'll be talking about that in a little bit. And like people have been saying, this is a great collaboration initiative opportunity. I already see a couple of, people that we really could connect. And, although we're giving services to our community, it's up to them what they want, right? It's up to them what they want to do, where they want to go. Not everything's for everybody. We do service the underserved population. So this is really important to us to let you know that we are targeting the underserved population, which is, people that have English as a second language, homeless or transitional living individuals, and especially the reentry citizens. We do have collaborating companies that are willing to hire people with backgrounds. Upon certification, we try to match those individuals with the right company for their sustainability and employment. So that's our goal for all of our programs here, to get our clients to have sustainable employment with this skill and for them to reach those goals that they want. And you know, we do revisit them, find out how they're doing. So this is really an exciting time. We do have 2 cohorts that are starting soon. So I'll let you know a little bit more about that as I go on with the presentation. And I'm expecting 2 more coworkers to present. There is a graduation going on right now for one of our vocational trainings, and the other gentleman is teaching. So I'm pulling them out of wherever they are. So hopefully I can have a moment to get them on the call when the time is right. Thank you again, Mr. Green, and hello, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Moon, come on with it, because I know you got another meeting that's coming up.
Yes, and this is my favorite meeting, so I hate that I have to leave in a few minutes. My name is Maria Moon. Good to see everybody or hear your voices. I'm the Senior Housing Justice Organizer with Chicago Area Fair Housing Alliance. I'm also a returning citizen who did almost 13 years in incarceration. I've been out over 8 years now, doing policy and advocacy, and also doing street and prison ministry. And I just want to say that I'm glad to be here. Some of my favorite organizations on here. Joseph, I really appreciate and love everything you do, and I honor you, brother, in this work.
Thank you, Queen. Maria, I wanted to connect you with Myron, Timothy, and Nick. I had a meeting with Nick a couple of days ago, and I brought you up, and I told you this yesterday, because Maria, she don't tell you everything. She volunteers every Thursday to do ministry for our soup kitchen, right? So she comes all the way from the South Side, and very impactful, as well as another individual who isn't on the call, but I'm gonna still bring him up, Mr. George Ortiz, who works with Maria Moon. Yeah, I would like, if you guys can, I don't know, maybe throw your email to them, or Nick, give her your email. I want y'all to connect, because the work that they're doing and the work that you're doing, it correlates together, okay? So before you leave, Maria, just give Nick Jefferson or Myron or Timothy Bell your information, and Nick, please return it to her, so that you guys can connect, because the work that you guys are doing, it correlates together. Okay. I know I got Miss Perkins left. Miss Martin, Capricia Martin, was on the call, but she had to lead a call. I'm assuming she got a call. So we do have legal aid services within our building at 5422 West Division. I'll put that flyer in the chat as well. Like I said, if you are on the email blast, you've been getting all of these emails. All right. You've been getting all of these flyers. There's always a little message, and then you keep scrolling down, and then you'll see a whole bunch of flyers for all different things that are going on. Okay. So I'll put the flyers in the chat when people are presenting, but when you're on the email, just check the email and scroll. Just scroll. You'll scroll for a while, let it all download, and then you'll see all these different flyers for all these different events. Okay, so we do have legal aid service at our address of 5422 West Division, primarily for the people on this call, right? It's going to be for returning citizens to get their record expunged. Okay, the record expungement is not going to happen overnight. You have to go and get your rap sheet. It's going to cost you about $16 at 3550 South Michigan Avenue. You want to arrive early, but if you can get that rap sheet, come over to our office or give us a call, and I'll put the flyer in the chat and get the process started, right? Now, for those individuals who may need help with other things, or maybe their family may have trouble, right? A lot of things have been targeted around housing, benefits, what is that when you unemployment security, those types of things they can help with. but primarily for this call for returning citizens, men and women, the big thing is that they can get their record expunged by simply coming to our office and talking to our intake specialist. And that's what she was going to explain, Ms. Martin. So I'll put that information in the chat. And then last but not least, my friend, former coworker, confidant, my big homie, well,
She's small. She's small.
Maureen Perkins, know what I'm saying? And I'm about to grab that right now and put it in the chat.
All right, yes, thank you. First, I do want to apologize for my tardiness. I was on another call, ran over, and just want to thank you, Brother Joseph. You're looking very well on today. Appreciate you and just honor you. Good to see some familiar faces as well as new faces here on this platform. Like he said, I was a former job coach developer, go down to Sheridan. That's still a part of my heart, the reentry. That's still my baby. Loving to connect with those young men and women coming home from prison. But currently in my role, I am the community engagement specialist with an organization called the Policing Project. We work on this initiative called NPI, Neighborhood Policing Initiative, that we connect with CPD, law enforcement, officers known as DCOs, as well as the community residents. And so we like to call it relationship building, where we work to collaboratively and collectively on public safety trends, issues, et cetera. But more specifically, that those officers that are assigned in the communities to build relationships with stakeholders as yourself and connect other people that they may run into, because we know it's not always about arresting people, but going back to building those relationships and seeing what support we can give to those families or individuals on the street. And so platforms like this, I definitely like to connect and build so that way we can see who's in the community and the officers that we work in. We can begin to build those relationships and bridge the gap. I'm currently on the South Side. We're doing community engagement efforts in districts 3, 5, and 6. So that's kind of like far South Side. But my co-workers are in Auburn, Austin 15, District 15, District 25, and Districts 10 and 11. So I believe Joseph can, I asked him to put the flyer, if he can, of just a little bit of who we are. And that's pretty much in a nutshell what I do. And thank you so much again for having me, Joseph. Always a pleasure and honor to be among so many great and powerful people doing community work together. Thank you.
Thank you. I like the hair color too. Gregory, Mr.
Yes,
Gabe,
sir.
you
Yes,
have
sir.
the floor. We just doing, I know you just popped in. We just basically introducing ourselves. For those of you who don't know, we will be going back to physical meetings next month. We will be back at Above and Beyond. But if you are not comfortable with coming back, then you will have the option of being on Zoom still. But we want to encourage you to come out because we're gonna have a lunch. We're gonna have everything, right? It's gonna be a blast, and that will be on November the 19th.
Okay.
That'll be this coming Friday. But introduce yourself. Let us know what do you do, and if there's anything coming up, you have the floor to announce that, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. I apologize for coming on late. I had an issue with a young lady that's homeless, and she's in high school. So I was working to deal with that. But yeah, thanks for inviting me. Mrs. Perkins, told me about the meetings that you've been conducting. And glad to be here. Glad to work with all of you. So I'm the co-founder of Woodlawn Reentry Project Chicago on the South Side. I'm a licensed social worker. I worked in I started out as a corrections officer at the Cook County Jail, and came back to the Cook County Jail as a school social worker with Chicago Public Schools. working in the school that's inside the jail.
All right.
And also worked in the juvenile detention center school that's in the juvenile detention center. Call it the Nancy Jefferson School. And so, you know, as a social worker in those school settings, I could see a number of youth, once they exit the facility, they weren't getting in school because the schools really didn't want them. And so as a result, I was outside of the facility working to get kids in school. And eventually, after leaving Chicago Public Schools, I helped to found this organization, which focuses on the education needs of justice impacted populations, whether they're youth or adults. So that's the space that I'm working in now, is working with youth who are coming out of the juvenile detention center, getting them back into school, as well as working with adults who are coming out of incarceration, who might be on the inside taking college courses, because now, you know, if you're familiar with the Second Chance Pell initiative under the Obama administration, colleges and universities are now inside county jails and departments of corrections operating college programs. And so when people exit those facilities, I mean, you know, they have to go back to school. So that's the work that I focus on, is the restorative education component, getting people back on track with their education.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last 20-something years.
Well, we thank you, sir, for taking time out to be on the call. I hope that you can connect with CSAC South, but I'm pretty sure you're already connected with them. But I'm glad that you're on the call.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you taking time out of your day. We got 2 more people, and then I want to talk about a couple of things, and then we're going to get to the guest speakers. I don't want to hold us here too long, but I did want, sometimes, you know, I'll kind of rush things, and I don't allow people to kind of talk about what they do. And I think it's important that you know what everybody does, because I might know them, but you might not know.
I'll get off my here to take me off.
Are you ready, Slatter?
No, not off of the. I can see my picture not up there.
Hello, ma'am.
Can we talk?
Yeah, we hear you.
No, man.
You, the one that's talking, ma'am.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Hi. We're trying to get, no, don't start, Joseph. I'm trying, there you go. Okay, we were trying to get this together. Hi.
Hey.
I was letting her join you.
Oh, Miss Latiger, I ain't know who that was. I'm like, they say S. Latiger. I'm like, what's going on?
What you say, what's going on?
Let me say you for last.
Okay, that's fine.
312-927-4107. You want to introduce yourself real quick? 312-927-4107. One more time, 312-927-4107. You got to remember your phone number now. All right. Going once, going twice. Whoever it is, they will introduce themselves. Hey, it's me from 312-927-4107. So before I introduce Ms. Latiger, I wanted to go over some of the things that we have been doing this month. Primarily, we've been trying to connect with Director Jeffries over the Illinois Department of Corrections to really, you know what I'm saying, empower the people on the West Side, right? And empower the organizations that have been built on the West Side that have been doing the work. As I get more information, I will share that information with you guys. But I want you to know that we are working very closely with Director Jeffries at this moment, okay? And as I get more information, then I will share that information with you. We were at, many of you, well, I know Ms. Peters, I can't remember everybody, but we were at Sheridan for the Sheridan Summit on the 7th of this month. Was very good. First time I had been back at Sheridan Correctional Facility since the pandemic hit. Was able to connect with a lot of different organizations, but also connect with the men, okay? And it was good to be out there. I ain't gonna lie to you, like to be able to just have conversations, right? Some of the people I didn't, they didn't remember me. A couple people did remember me. So it was good. It was some people that went back to jail that I didn't even know about. So it was just surreal. It was a surreal moment. But I do know that Miss Peters was also there. Then the next day, I actually went into Cook County Jail, and that's where Dr. Latiker comes in at, where and I've reached out to some of you on this call about possibly presenting. So I wanted to let her get the floor to introduce herself and kind of let you know what she's doing and the great work she's doing. Now, let me tell y'all something. If you need to connect with somebody that's really doing the work, right? That's like really doing the work, she's the one you need to connect with. She's really doing some amazing stuff. So that's why I want to give her the floor real quick. Go ahead, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Greg.
Hey, how you doing? Dr.
Yes,
Latiker.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry I'm jumping on late, but through networking and relationships, I had Commander Faulkner was here from IDOC. So she just did a visit of our program today and just gave her overall of what we do here at the Mental Health Transition Center. I am the project manager for this program here at the Cook County Jail, and we're actually doing some great work over here. I am the reentry coordinator, so I do all of the reentry here out of our program. Now, there's a lot of programs in the jail, so I can just speak about our program. We have a very good success rate, and what we do here is to make sure that our guys are productive members of society when they leave here. We're trying to give them the information and the tools. So every Friday, other than the third Friday, because I cut the third Friday out because I wanted to be a part of this meeting. So every first, second, and fourth Friday, I have guests to come into the jail called Connecting to the Community, and it's a place to land. Just let the guys know it's a place to land, giving them resources that's in the community, because so many of them say, I didn't know this resource was out there. I didn't even know this was available. And many of them live right by some of the organizations. They have walked past the organization and still didn't know that this was right here in their front door, not back door, in their front door. So my responsibility is to make sure that they have this information. And even when they leave our program, even if they go down to IDOC, our theme is once a member of MHTC, we are family. You are always a member of MHTC. So whatever they need, once they transition back out in the community, we make sure that they have that. And one of the things that I tell them all the time, I can take the horse to the water, but I can't make them drink, meaning I give them the resources, but you still have to be an active part, have an active part of your recovery. So you have to take all of this information once you're released and begin to call these organizations. And recovery doesn't begin once you go outside of these doors. Recovery begins in here. And I believe if you educate them on the inside, they're more likely not to reoffend on the outside, because we've given them something and given them some hope. And many of them have stopped dreaming. They have stopped hoping. They just think they have nothing but this life of crime. So I thank Joseph Green for coming to our program last week, and he did an awesome job. And just from him coming in, he's connected me to some other people that are doing the work out in the communities that they're going to be coming in to the jail to allow our participants to know what organizations are available and what they're doing. So we're doing something over here. We're not in the jail per se at 26 in California, but we're at 2801 South Rockwell, which is the old boot camp. So we have that whole area over here that we're working with our guys. So Dr. Nika Jones, we give kudos to her. She was the one that developed this program about 7 years ago. I've been here since the inception of the program, and I love it. This is my passion. And we believe in success stories, and we have had many success stories. So thank you so much, Joseph, for giving me this opportunity just to let you guys know what we're doing, the good work that we're doing over here at 26 in California. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And it when I walked in, right, it was a little intense, right? But they attentive, they ask questions, they very humble, right? They know what they've done, right? And it's easy to, know what I'm saying, walk in faith when you've already admitted what you've done and you're ready to move on, you're ready to have that success. So it was fun. And like I said, I hadn't spoke to a group of men in a minute, right? And going from Sheridan that one day and then going to Cook County the next day, I had a ball. So if you are interested, get in contact with me or get in contact with Dr. Latiker. And if you could put your information in the chat, that'd be great. But be ready, right? Be ready. So I think I got everybody, right? I do want to shout out Mr. Benny Lee. He had a reentry rally over at the pop-up court on Chicago Avenue in Lockwood. Was that last weekend? Last weekend. There was a lot of bees, but other than that, we had a great time, right? We really had a great time. And I'm glad to see him doing the work. I like to see us all collaborate a lot better in the future. I would like to, and that's one of the questions that was on the survey about creating a reentry, just creating a resource guide for CSAC with all of the different information in there for you guys, right? Of your organizations and things that you're doing. So I just got some news about this big thing that's going to be happening in the prisons. So, excuse me, I want to probably start on that in January, because this thing that we're working on for this Christmas event in the prisons is going to be huge. And then I'll have more information on that in November. But it's very huge. There's a coalition that just started for substance abuse anger management called the Hope Coalition. Some of you may be on that call because I wasn't actually at the first meeting, but I was actually at the meeting where they came up with the name and we came up with the mission statement and everything. So this is going to be spearheaded by Congressman Danny Davis. And this is a lot of grassroots organizations really being in the mix. Ones that come to my mind would be GO, Bobby E. Rice, Safer Foundation, of course, us, Westside Health Authority. We don't actually have those services, but we have clients who need those services. And that's one of the reasons why we've been brought to the table for that. So as I get more information on that, I'll also be putting that to you. If I have not gotten your flyer, right, please send it to me at jgreen@healthauthority.org so that I can start circulating it through the different avenues. We have a CSAC West YouTube channel. If you are not in tune with that, I want to ask that you join, subscribe, right? I sound like a content creator. Hit the like button, please, right? But we need your support, right? Because we need these videos to be shared out. And if they can't be shared out, right, then we don't empower anybody, okay? So it's very important. I put a couple things in the chat and then we'll move on. I put Working Credit. That's a company that we've partnered with to help returning citizens get their credit on track for free. No gimmicks, no jokes, no plan, right? If you are interested, call them and tell them that Joseph Green sent you. They will know automatically. The legal aid information that I talked about, it says WHA legal aid flyer. Open that up. We have legal aid services at 5422 West Division, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Overcomers Dinner, I put that flyer in the chat, right? Every Thursday from 2:30 to 4 p.m., we are serving hot meals. As it gets colder, I'm gonna start cooking even better, right? We also give out 6 haircuts every Thursday for men that need a haircut. Give me a call if you know somebody that needs they just came home or they need a haircut, right? Maybe they have an event or an interview that they're going on and they need a haircut. Give me a call and I'll set that up, okay? And then the other information that everybody else asked me to put in, I put that in the chat. So if you can, I don't know if you're on a PC or if you're on your phone, you might not be able to download these things. But like I said, if I do not have your information, right, this is where you send it to me. And I'll put it in the chat again, jgreen@healthauthority.org. All right, so we will begin. And I thank you all for taking time out to explain to everybody on this call what exactly you do. All right, so my first guest speakers have been on the call. They're new, but me and Mr. Jefferson, Nick Jefferson, we had a nice conversation. Now, the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless has presented at CSAC West meetings before. Unfortunately, the gentleman who was doing the calls, he has turned ill. So he is in my prayers for a quick recovery. His name is Keith Freeman. I met him by him reaching out to me, and we had a nice relationship. I think I met him in 2019, early 2020. But he did present, and he connected with a lot of you on this call, are people that may watch this video later. So I really want you guys to like really take in what they do, and how important, especially with the weather changing, this whole homeless thing that we are dealing with in the city of Chicago it just baffles me, right? So I know that he said that Mr. Bell and Mr. Burr were going to present and he was going to add on. So without further ado, I give them the floor to let you know what they are doing. You guys have the floor.
Awesome. Thanks, Joseph. And Myron actually had to get off for another meeting, so I'm going to try and do my best to embody Myron. And
you got it.
So again, just thanks for lifting up Keith. For those that know Keith, he fell ill in July and was in a coma and is now in a long-term care facility. So we're just praying for him to get well, and we're hoping that he's able to come back and do this work with us again. He's a really amazing person. Can't replace someone like that in this work. So thanks for lifting that up, Joseph. So yeah, I'm gonna Joseph, am I able to share my screen? You're good. So as Joseph is doing that, yeah, we're here to talk about a campaign. Myron and Tim already talked a little bit about Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. So we are an organization that focuses on trying to end homelessness, not in Chicago, but just all across Illinois. And Bring Chicago Home is a campaign that we've been working on to try and address homelessness specifically in the city of Chicago. So Bring Chicago Home is a campaign that aims to create a dedicated revenue stream for housing and wraparound services for people experiencing homelessness. We do this through direct advocacy. We do this by engaging grassroots folks like Tim and Myron with lived experience to inform what policy change should look like, and for them to engage their elected officials to get them to move and support this campaign. So just some background before I hand it off to Tim. Our estimates over 58,000 people in Chicago are experiencing homelessness. This includes people not just on the streets, not just in shelters, but people living doubled up. And that's a huge piece for us because when we're talking about doubled up, what we mean is people that are couch surfing from place to place. They may not want to stay in a shelter because they have had bad experiences in the shelter. People on the streets during the wintertime, most times, like in order if they want to survive, need to find a place to double up, right? So for the doubled up population is a huge part of this number. And I think for us, like really important to identify in terms of if we're gonna address this problem, we need to identify the scope of it. This is obviously an issue that disproportionately impacts South and West Sides, Black and Latino communities. And this here is just a map that looks at CPS students. So if you'll see on the darkest areas of the map are where the highest percentage of students experiencing homelessness are in the city, right? So again, this is the west and south sides of Chicago that we see that is being disproportionately impacted by this issue. So I'm gonna kick it over to Tim now to walk us through kind of the next slides.
Unmute yourself, sir. You got to unmute yourself, Mr. Bell.
Sorry about that, y'all.
No
I just
problem.
want to talk to you guys a little bit about 3 major US cities and how much money they are spending towards homelessness, people experiencing homelessness in their cities. New York, first of all, is at the top of the list. New York plans to spend $2.2 billion with the B dollars towards helping the homeless population in 2022. Los Angeles expects to spend $791 million in their 2022 budget next year. And Chicago, which is a world-class city, is only going to spend a measly $24 million towards people who are homeless in Chicago in the 2021 budget. And as Nick pointed out, we have over 58,000 people in the city that are experiencing homelessness. Okay. And the fact that we're still in the midst of a pandemic, COVID has only made things that much worse. It has exacerbated the homeless issue so much more. Now, 30% of Chicago metro area renters have a slight or no confidence in their own ability to pay rent next month. And of those on the brink of homelessness, over 90% of those individuals are people of color, okay? Now, what is our long-term proposal? Our long-term proposal is to increase, we're requesting the legislators to allow for an increase in the real estate transfer tax by 1.9 percentage points only on properties that cost over $1 million. And this increase would only apply to about 4.2% of all real estate transactions, which means that there's 96% of real estate transactions that will not be impacted by this increase. And this is a one-time tax. It's not like a property tax that'll come around every year. It's a one-time tax on properties that are being sold. Okay. Now, what is the city process for getting this to happen? We have to do what's called getting a referendum on the ballot, which means that the city council, our city alderman, must vote to include a question on the upcoming election on the ballot, asking the voters for permission to raise the rent. That question will be placed on the ballot, and all the voters have to do is say yes or no, and a simple majority is the only thing needed in favor of putting that question on the ballot. Okay, that's 50% plus one vote. Okay, and then once the law is passed, with the permission, of the voters, the city can then pass an ordinance to increase the real estate transfer tax, and then it becomes law. Okay, and that's pretty much the process. Now, next, who and how will this impact? First of all, our proposal could provide permanent supportive housing to 12,000 families in the next 10 years. And what we're requesting is a dedicated city revenue stream, which could intentionally focus on housing people that have barriers. Some of those barriers being reentering citizens, which I've heard a lot about in this meeting so far. People who are also living doubled up, and what makes them so important in this is the fact that the federal government does not acknowledge doubled up individuals or families as being homeless. But in our city, the vast majority of people who are experiencing homelessness are living in doubled up situations. And what that means is they don't have, the individual who's living doubled up doesn't have any legal standing in that place of residence. And whenever or wherever they're asked to leave at any time of day or night, no matter what the weather is like outside, they have to leave. Okay, and then undocumented immigrants, and there's even more. We'll get to that a little later on in the presentation. And what would this money, we're requesting this money, what would this money be used for? The money would be used primarily for permanent supportive housing, a model that combines affordable housing with wraparound services that people experiencing homelessness needs to create long-term stability, so that once we get these people out of those homeless situations, it helps to keep them housed as opposed to going back into the same homeless situation again later on. Okay, now, why do we push for permanent supportive housing? Because one is permanent housing. Long-term housing is needed to ensure people do not re-enter the homeless care system, which I just said. Mental health, which would be a part of the wraparound services. Case managers help connect people with counseling, job training, tutoring, doctors, and more. And then finally, community safety and violence prevention. And people are much, much safer when they have a safe place to call home, as opposed to couch surfing, living doubled up, as opposed to living in a shelter, or even as opposed to living on the street. So it's permanent supportive housing combines housing with wraparound services. It's the best practice model to keep people housed. And it also, here's the big one, it saves the taxpayer money. It has been proven up to 98% of the housing retention rate. Once we get people housed with the permanent supportive housing, with the wraparound services, 98% of those people remain housed. Okay, so that's why we're pushing real hard for that. Okay, thank you, Nick. You can wrap it up.
Perfect, Tim. Thanks for covering all that. So I didn't have to cover Myron's part. So that was beautiful. Yeah, so that's
my best.
Stop it here and just if there's any questions folks have, people, I'll just end it by saying, there's lots of different ways to get plugged in. We talked about where, again, looking at that map of where students experiencing homelessness are. We have really struggled to get aldermen on the west and south sides to support this proposal. And so, we're at a point right now where but we've also done a lot of community engagement on the south and west sides, and people talk about housing as something that's really needed. So, we're interested in trying to build partnerships with people that see housing as a need. We're interested in working with folks that have identified how Tim talked about how a lot of federal resources has barriers to people being able to access that. Because this is a city resource, we can eliminate those barriers, right? We can have those barriers don't have to exist. So yeah, and I'll just say, Tim and Myron are two of our leaders that have lived experience that have helped, really craft and push this proposal. We have a team of grassroots leaders that meet every other week to do leadership development, figure out how do we talk about this campaign, how do we build power with community partners, with individuals to help win this campaign. So there's lots of different ways to plug in, and if anyone's interested, please feel free to reach out to me or Tim, and we'd love to connect with you. So again, I appreciate the space for folks to come here and talk today. Happy to take questions too if there's space for that, Joseph, but I'll defer to you for that.
We got any questions? Anybody want to ask a question? The floor is open now. And I appreciate you guys for breaking it down. This is a very serious problem in our community. And the only way, we can get it the way we need it to is that we have to come together. It's just like when something isn't right, we're gonna just let it keep going, or we're gonna demand, right? It has to be a demand, but it has to be collective. Right? That's how we get stuff done, coming together collectively. That's how you get things done. Any questions?
I have a comment, if I can, Mr. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a lot of agencies that, try to help clients that come in and, that we have to interview them. We have to take an intake process assessment. And we do find out that there are certain barriers, and some of our grant funders are asking. How are we helping our homeless? How are we helping? How are we making the connections with agencies that are already out there? And the sad story is there's a limited amount of help for, some shelters, or can Nick or somebody in your team, can you let us know how to help our clients, where to help them get those assistance? I know you're coming from a different angle, but I know there's people already on this meeting that could help with that question as well. But, when you're talking about trying to get a law passed, I think getting that information to all of these agencies that are in that situation, in these shelters or these halfway homes, that they could get a lot of information from you guys as well. So how do we go about that? How do we get this information to them? Or how do we get information to our collaborating agencies on how to help our homeless population?
Tim, you pointed to me to answer that. Cool. Yeah, so the question, just so I'm understanding, the question is like, how do we get information to the agencies that we're working with around like the challenges that people are facing in communities, or how to like get people connected to housing? Just want to make sure.
To housing, actually. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's part of the issue, right? So like we work with service providers that provide like temporary housing to people. So there's like different shelters across the city, but all those, frankly, like nearly all of those shelters are at capacity right now. And so there's not any other place where people can go. And like from our view, like one thing that we've heard loud and clear from our folks is like, we don't want to like advocate necessarily to expand the shelter system. We want to instead get people into permanent housing so that people like, it's more about getting people out of shelters and into housing, because most times people leave shelters, they're not going into housing. And that's an issue of like not having the resources to connect people to housing. So we could share like a list definitely of different shelters across the city. I'd be happy to like, I don't have that list on me right now, but I could definitely get that from someone within our organization and share that. And I think the unfortunate reality is that like, because there aren't enough housing resources, people end up doing what Tim was talking about, is doubling up and couch surfing, and like that ends up being a catch-all. So I know that's not like the answer, that you want. Like, I wish I could say like, here's 10 places where, we could be sending folks, but at the end of the day, like the resources aren't there to be able to,
right. Which brings the exact point that I'm trying to make, that whatever you guys are trying to do, this initiative is amazingly important because this is why we get our clients here, and it's a vicious circle. So thank you for that information. And if there's anything we could do to promote, like, Mr. Green does, he puts it on his email. So we will do the same in any of our e-blast or whatever we could help in getting that word out for you guys as well.
Do we have any other questions? All right. So I want to thank Mr. Bell, and I want to thank Mr. Jefferson for taking time out today to just share with everybody on the call what is going on, what's the need, and how to get involved. This is it's going to be tough. I mean, a couple years ago, we had a winter where it was just brutal, right? And, and me and Nick were talking the other day, like when they did the marathon, they just moved people, right? But there's no solution, right? And a lot of the men and women who are homeless have families, and some of them have backgrounds, some of them don't. So how do we connect, right? And how do we, know what I'm saying? We already have a stack of problems, right? We got a pile of problems, right? So how do we, get involved, or how do we connect, right? Because when somebody comes home from prison, they're going to need housing, they're going to need a job, they're going to need SNAP benefits, they're going to need a lot of different things, right? That's what a wraparound service is. So we want to make sure that we're able to provide that so that they don't have to be homeless, right? But the earth has a huge job, right? People have a huge job. It's just simple as that. It's going to take more than just the people on this call or the people that's doing reentry service. It's going to take the whole human race to say enough is enough. It's going to take the city to say, look, we got to do something else. Because if they spending 200 billion or whatever they spending in LA, and then they spending, you know, 100-some million in New York, but they only spending this on that. But we getting tickets every time we drive down the street, you know what I'm saying, and go a little bit too fast. That's a problem. Where is the money going to? And who is this money benefiting? So it's just something to think about. And I appreciate you guys taking time out being on the call. Please connect with them if you're interested in more information. I'll connect with me and I will connect you with them. All right. Great job, gentlemen. So last but not least, and I do Mr. Williams from CSAC North just jumped on the call. So you know, a lot of people been wanting to know about CSAC North. So if you can,
thank you, Joseph. Sorry.
Yeah, you late. You super late, man.
Yeah, super late. I'll call you, Joe. I'll call you, Joe.
I'm messing with you.
I'll call you, Joseph. I'll call you. But yeah, I'm CSAC North. You know, we have another site out on 112th in State at New Deliverance Church, you know, where we is working with individuals out there at Cornerstone. And then we just hired 2 more individuals that's working with us as well. So it's been a little tight here, Joseph. I apologize once again for coming here late, you know, and we are doing our fresh start. And we got the schedule, you know, we're doing a fresh start, 2 weeks of fresh start for the CTA, other jobs as well, rentals. I'll be sending Joseph you our flyer out on exactly our module for the rest of the year. And if anyone needs some more questions, I'll put my number and everything in the chat and you can reach out to me, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Joseph, thank you.
Tell my brother Nasir I said what's up.
I
And
will.
tell Mr. Hardwick I said what's up.
I will, definitely.
Thank you, sir, for being here.
Okay.
So last but not least, I wanted to save my favorite. This organization has been around for a number of years. They've been doing the work. They're located right next to Western High School, and they have a number of programs that they're going to talk about, but they have their own like shop. Like you go in there and everything that they're talking to you that they do can be done within their shop. These gentlemen are on the call with Ms. Hernandez. They've taken time out of their day to be on the call, which I definitely do appreciate. I just heard that they had a graduation. So congratulations. This is part of the process of finding out what people do so that you can connect with them. You never know who's going to walk into your office that may need that service, that guidance, that means to take their life to the next level. And these individuals that are graduating from this program, they're getting out with jobs, right? They're having job placement. But some of them may want to talk to Miss Odell at the bottom of the screen about becoming entrepreneurs and starting their own businesses. So this is how we start to collaborate. This is how we start to connect. And you know, Greater West Town has been doing this work for a long time. So without further ado, I want to introduce Ms. Hernandez. I cannot pronounce your last name, so I don't want to butcher it, but I know it's AJ and then Mr. Gaskin. And they're gonna, I'm gonna give them, who do I give to you, Ms. Hernandez, for the?
Yes, please, the connection,
So I'm
yes.
gonna make you co-host.
Yeah, and I could,
and then you all will have the floor. And please stick around. This is what you need. This is the information you need because they're starting a cohort in November. Where is she at? Oh, okay. Let me just find you right here. Okay.
let me know when I could go ahead and share.
You are good. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody again. And I know this is a long meeting, so we're going to do the best we can to finish this presentation. So like I mentioned in the beginning, my name is Lorraine. I'm the job developer here with Greater Western Partnership. And we have 4 programs here in our building. We are going to be talking about 3 of them today, but I do want to mention we do have an alternative high school on site. We service young adults from 16 to 21 years of age, regardless of what level of high school they're in. They can transition into this high school at any time. And so if you want more information on that, you can look us up in our website, and I'll put that, or maybe AJ could put that on our chat right there, our website. And you can look at all our programs in detail, but let me share this PowerPoint with you real quick. Let's see if I could do that without taking too much of your time. Let's see here. And let's see if I could get this right. Okay. Great. I think I did this correctly. If somebody could tell me if you could see this. Greater Westtown Partnership has been in existence for 30 years. So Mr. Green was right. Can you guys see this okay, Mr. Green?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So we've been in existence for 30 years. Of course, I have only been here for a year and a half, and it's been a privilege to work with Greater Westtown Partnership. We're not going to get into the details. I want to go right into the program. We offer these certified vocational training programs, okay? We talk about how many adults in the country do not have the skill, and that's what we really focus on, and trying to get our clients with a important skill, which is either in the woodwork area or the shipping and receiving, which I'll have our coworkers here talk to you a little bit more in detail about that. We do reach out to community agencies. We're available to go on site and present to your constituents, to your clients. We could do it virtually, we could do it in person. So just let us know the day and the time and we'll be there, just to give the your clients the information on hand, okay? As we're going through our cohorts. The next one is starting soon in November. Shipping and receiving will start November 1st. And the woodwork will start on the 15th of November. So they're coming up very soon. So with COVID-19, we have been struggling like everyone else, but we have not stopped. We've been ongoing since the COVID began. We do remote training virtually, and we have on-site. So we keep very close. As you can see, I don't have my mask on because there's nobody in the room with me, but usually, all of our students have to wear a mask. We do take the protocol as needed when they come into the building. We have to get the temperature checks and registrations. So that has been taken into account. And like I said, we do remote training with classwork and on-site a couple of days a week, so they could come in and get their hands-on experience with the forklifts or the woodwork machines. So how do we have our clients move ahead in getting into this training? It's a training offered, for a better job, better opportunities. It's certification, job placement, like Mr. Green said. Right before their graduation, we're already sending resumes out to collaborating companies. And right here, I want to say that we do have companies that collaborate with us that help our reentry citizens, people that have had backgrounds. So it's important for us to let you know that, because most of our agencies here have clients that have backgrounds, reentering citizens, and we're more than happy to help them, because that's what our funding is for, to help reentry clients, people that have transitional living situations that we were talking, and also English as a second language. So these new careers are in manufacturing and shipping and receiving. So both of those, woodworking and shipping and receiving. So we're training essential professionals. In actuality, these are essential jobs that are out there that have been looking for employees during this pandemic time. We assist with resumes, we conduct virtual field trips so they know exactly what they're getting themselves into. We create this great networking opportunity, just like we're doing here with you all. And we provide employment referrals, right? We actually like to place them before they even leave this training, but we do offer referrals in the future if they want to explore other opportunities. So like I said, we did the hybrid model, online, in person. If a client doesn't have a computer, they would have to let us know that, and we could provide a computer for them so they could use it during this time of their training. So it's a hybrid learning model. I believe the instructors could allude a little bit more into that. So here they are. It's a woodwork training and shipping and receiving. And this is something that people that from all walks of life come through our programs because they want to get a skill, right? They want to get more skilled. They want to get a better job. Sometimes they're just shifting careers and they want something to be sustainable, something stable. And so we are nationally accredited through the Accreditation Commission and Career Job Schools and Colleges. We're state certified. So this is a real deal certification, right? Once you get the certification, you'll have it forever. I know you have to certify every 3 years or so, but you could go into any company that's requiring a certification in this industry and you'll be able to use it. So the value of these trainings are for woodwork, $12,500, and for shipping and receiving, $10,500. But this is a no cost for the eligible clients that come through our door. No cost whatsoever. They do have to go through an application process, interview process to make sure that it's a good match, that they will be able to finish this from the beginning to the end, because it is a school setting. You start at 8 o'clock in the morning, you end at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it is a commitment, and we want to make sure that the clients that are coming through our programs will finish this with a successful hiring, for them to get hired. So our funding is 94% public, and there is a private funding as well. All right, so the program entails this. We have to say there's more of 80% of the placement. As you know, we're pretty much at 95%, or we're almost very close to 100%. So I'm going to let Danjuma take it from here, and he could talk a little bit more about this situation with the starting time, the ending time, and what this looks like when clients come in and start their classes with woodworking. Danjuma, would you like to start with your woodwork?
Sure. Hi. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. So our woodworking training program is 15 weeks. It runs Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And our current hybrid model is that we have them in the shop 3 days out of the week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then they are taking remote classes Tuesdays and Thursdays. So along with actually getting the hands-on training in the shop and getting those skills on the machines and learning about cabinetry construction and furniture making techniques, they're taking other classes like job readiness courses, also print reading. We show them how to read like blueprints, shop drawings. Even the first 2 weeks of training, actually the first 3 weeks, we cover measuring. We show them how to read a tape measure. So our program is designed for people who have previously had no experience in woodworking. And by the end of that 15 weeks, they gain a lot of skills, enough skills to where they can at least get an entry-level position in the industry at a job. So we work, wood technology, job readiness, career development, shop math, and various power tools that are needed to work in the field. One of the big things too is as far as the woodworking credential, we base our curriculum off of an organization called the Woodworker Career Alliance, and they are a national organization that has developed a set of standards in terms of basic machines that kind of everyone should know and certain processes that everyone should know. So that's what our curriculum is based off of.
And what you see there is a very fine looking furniture piece there that they actually build their projects here on site. So they get to build a couple of projects, a desk, a drawer. So they get to do it on hands. And with that said, I want to let you know, anybody that wants to come through our location and on-site tour, we're more than willing to facilitate that as well. It's also important to see what it looks like. It's hard to show it, the procedures or the production here that we have, but it's all under this amazing warehouse setting that we have, and we'll be happy to get you guys here. We do have a couple of videos we want to show, but thank you, Danjuma. I don't know if you have any questions right now for Mr. Gaskin on woodworking. And I also want to let you know that you do not need a high school diploma or GED to participate in these programs. We do encourage it, we do have testing that goes on before, and if they're not up to par to the math that they need to have, we coach them, we guide them so they could get up to par where they need to be. So we do have assessment testing in the beginning, and if they really want to go through the program, they really want to try hard, we'll help them with their math skills. We have excellent instructors here on site as well. So any questions for Don Jamon Woodworking?
Yes, this is Jerome Wilson, CSAC North Howard area. I came to you all at a federal job fair about 3 years ago, right? And you all was offering the woodwork curriculum. I'm thinking.
Okay. What's your question? Sorry.
No, I'm saying I came to a federal job fair at you all site at least about 3 years ago, maybe. And y'all was offering that. So I'm familiar with that, the woodworking at, at y'all site, West Town.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, were you there?
I was not. I probably was not there. I mean, I've been with the organization for many years, going on like 6, 7 years now. But
yeah, they done a fair for the guys that's coming from the federal penitentiary.
Okay.
Reentry. It was like a summit.
Yeah, we go wherever they invite us, we're there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we've had people go do a lot of job fairs or job resource fairs. That's where we are, and we have had an opportunity to go to the Cook County Jail and present in one of those programs that they had when they opened up their facility for resources that they could present. So thank you so much. Let me go on to the shipping and receiving. Mr. AJ, would you please start your presentation on shipping and receiving?
Yeah. Hey, hello, everybody. My name is Agustin Jaramillo. AJ works best. I am an instructor in shipping and receiving. That's actually my picture you're looking at on the screen. But I'm also the associate director of vocational training. So we would love to hear from any and all agencies that would like to either send participants our way or have more questions about what we do here and how we provide services to all the individuals that live not only in the East Garfield Park area, but in the Chicagoland area as well. Our main focus is to train and place. So when someone is coming or is looking at our training programs, we are really focusing on placement of an individual in employment. As mentioned earlier, Mr. Green said we did have a graduating class. We did graduate a shipping and receiving class. And as of next week, Monday, 9 out of 10 participants will be placed in employment. So yes, although the number you see, thank you. Although the number you see on the screen says 87%, it always hovers around the 90, like Lorena said, 90 to 95%. Our job, although we do train in the skills, is mostly to help individuals get to the next step in their either career or their life goals to find financial security for them to move forward. And I think that's a big focus that we have here. Our shipping and receiving curriculum, thank you, Lorena, consists of warehousing, hands-on, computerized inventory control, picking, packing, unloading, loading trucks, a lot of the things that warehouses are asking for us to do because of the way the industry is moving is to focus on computerized shipping and tracking. So there are classes that deal with data entry in order for our participants to know what the next step is or what the next level is in the warehousing industry. This isn't the 1970s or 80s where you can get into a warehouse, move some boxes. You had to be, heavy, a big, strong person to just throw boxes around. What the industry is requiring is people to be able to problem solve, use computers, and be able to grow and expand with their company. A little bit more of the curriculum here. We have UPS, WorldShip, FedEx shipping systems. The big selling point is that we do train on 6 different lift truck machines or forklifts. And that is a training that usually comes at a cost. But if you are accepted into our program, this is at no cost to you or to your participants. They will receive certification on up to 6 machines. They'll receive National Safety Council lift truck machining certificate, OSHA certification, computer skills certification. And then we also, for both programs, work with industry related reading or math. And a GED or a high school diploma is not required. But if you do need some assistance with to get your skills up to the level, like Ms. Lorena said, we will assist you trying to get you the resources you need in order to attain the level of math and reading that you need. That can be done in-house. That can be done through our partners, our resource partners for the adult basic education. But the main focus is to get individuals to come in, tour our facilities, and really focus on what the next part of their career, their journey is in life, whether it's to find a long-lasting career or to definitely, you know, secure employment in order to then reach for their future goals. I was just at an organization this morning talking to individuals who are also coming through reentry. And the big thing that I gathered from that conversation was that they were ready to make a change. And that's what we need from our individuals that come through our program. They need to be ready for the change. We can't change their lives for them. But if they come in ready for the change, we can assist them by providing tools and skills in order to get that financial security that is needed to move on in life.
Thank you. And like I said, there is no cost to our clients that qualify for the program. And right now, I think, AJ, can you just clarify this and see if I got it right? Every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we have open orientation. They could actually come to our building and call and let us know they're coming. How does that work, AJ, for them to come into our building for those 9 o'clock a.m. orientations?
Because we are starting classes very soon, it is actually every day at 9 o'clock. They just need to call us ahead of time so we can register them to come into the building. Due to COVID, we need to have everyone registered that walks in the building. But every day, 9 a.m., we will be holding orientations, application fill out, and then they can tour the facilities.
About how long does the orientation usually last for an individual that comes in at 9 a.m.?
About from anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half. It really depends on if they're ready, because the application process can be long if you need to research, you know, because we ask things like, where have you worked before? Give us, you know, 2 emergency contacts. And sometimes if you need to look at that, you know, go online, figure that out, it may take longer. But individuals that are ready, they can be out as quick as 45 minutes. The tour is fast. They talk to instructors, and then it's just filling out an application.
Okay.
We have benefits. Of course, the benefit to the client is, of course, no debt. We get them job placed, opportunities for a stable career path, transferable skill sets, background friendly. We have these companies that are collaborating with us. Not only background friendly, we're also getting companies that have a great, willing to hire people with diverse needs. Maybe some, you know, light handicap or things like that. So those are coming through our pipeline as well. Transportation assistance, it's given to the participants that have been accepted in order to get here. And we also give it to them as soon as they get hired for 2 more weeks until they get their pay. So that's an incentive and help for them to be able to come to our agency. Like we said, we do have the city residents can participate in these programs, but also outside suburban areas are also welcome to participate if they could get here and participate on a consistent basis. So you get a certification about completion of the program and also the OSHA safety card. Supportive services, we offer assistance wherever needed. We do ask, you know, the clients if they have any barriers we need to help them with. Work uniform, childcare, housing, counseling. So I will be calling the woman that's on this call, on this meeting here, because this is an important initiative, right? We're collaborating with each other, and it's really important to get all of the networking going on. So the students or the clients have to be 18 years or older, be of low income, Chicago residents, but not limited to Chicago residents. Outside outskirts suburban areas as well are welcomed. Must pass a drug test. Why? Of course, because these machines could be dangerous, and also you know, they work with the equipment, so it's important. So the application could be online or in person. Like AJ mentioned, you could come here every day and we could start the process right away. And this is an interview. It's going to be an interview because we want the people to be, you know, collaborating with us and be committed from start to finish in order to finish the program successfully. So for the woodworking, we give a measurement test, and for the shipping and receiving, we give a CASAS test. Now, we could talk and talk, and but it really, there's also documents that are required, but really our main, everybody on this call knows that when there's success stories, that's what really makes us come to work every day. And I'm really happy that we have more than 1 or 2 success stories. We have many, but I wanted to share this with you, and it's only going to take a minute. So if you don't mind, this is an important part of our presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Do your thing. Wait, you gotta get the volume. We don't hear nothing. Start it over and put the volume on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 1 second.
I think she's so passionate. She's so into the video right now. She don't realize what I'm saying.
The volume is playing. Go up.
Yeah, put the volume on.
Share screen.
Oh yeah, when you share it, you gotta hit the little button that says share.
Oh,
volume.
are you guys not hearing?
No. So take it off share screen. Take it off share screen.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Here I am.
Now take it, put it on share screen, but before you click, you're gonna see a button at the bottom left-hand corner. It's gonna say share audio.
Oh,
click that,
goodness.
and then
Okay.
you'll be fine. Do you see it?
Yeah, I heard you guys saying something. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's try that again.
All right.
Okay, here, you want to do this? Here, go ahead. Jeez.
You was rocking. You was like, oh, but we like love.
Share
sound. Rocking.
That's one.
And I don't know if we could get the shipping and receiving there.
And after this video, we're gonna have to end it.
I like making things. I like working with my hands, and all these hands-on training is like from scratch. So you could start fresh if you don't know something, but you could also keep on experiencing what you want to in this school. When I got into this program, it just gave me more knowledge and accessible things to do with all that education that comes with it. You start off with the hands-on training, making a couple of things from the beginning as a box to later on anything else that comes along with that project. Every little measurement you take counts, so you gotta pay attention and do everything you have to do to get a nice fine piece of art. At the end, you could literally say, oh, I made that. And it looks so beautiful that, you don't want to give it up. You want to just take it home. I'm happy with what they have taught me. New things that I didn't even know before, even as a carpenter and woodworker.
All right.
I had just got out the penitentiary, and my goal was to get out and to get a job. I don't have no work history.
Can you hear that, Mr. Kennedy?
So for me to get a job, I was thinking like, okay, I can put in for this and I can have something to show for me trying to get a job. Like I have a background of some skills or something. So that was one of the things that made me want to get into the class. Once I got here and they told us about the class and I registered, so like it was little things we had to do, like bring our ID if we was on link or whatever, like certain things you had to, requirements to get into the school. So then I had to come up here and register some more, and they had to tell me what I need to bring to get in and what day to come back. It was an exciting day because I was like going to trade school and start working because I'm 43. I've never had a job. So like that was something like that I had not a bucket list, but a goal once I got out. When I completed the program, I was working like the next week or two. Mr. Molina and Mr. Rio had called me to the school. And when I got here, they was telling me about a job, the job that I'm actually working at now, Albany Steel and Brass. They sent me up there, I did the interview, it was perfect. By the time I make it back to the school, I told them what happened. I left. About an hour later, they called my phone and was like, you got the job. He was like, when you want to start? I was like, I can start tomorrow. So I had started the next day. Almost everyone that I know that took the class in our class, we all still working. Actually, the same jobs that we started after we graduated.
Thanks for your patience. I'm sorry about that, but Mr. Ray, this is Mr. Ray. He is our, he's helping give instruction to our class now, our shipping and receiving. So he's part of our team here at Greater Westtown. So we ask, the clients that are, or the people that are interested, which one do you think you fit in most with? So if you have any clients that are willing to come and try this out, or at least look at the facility, let us know. You have our information. I work with the adult job placement program, and what that is job placement, and not necessarily woodworking or shipping and receiving, but any kind of industry that they're interested in going into. Some people just cannot do the commitment of 12 weeks or 15 weeks. So that's what the adult job placement does. We help them find employment. And again, also for background friendly, companies that are willing to hire people with that reentry. So thank you so much for your attention and time. I don't know if my coworkers want to say something else besides what I just mentioned. We do need all these documents, but that could be talked about when they come into the facility to start their application process.
All right. We're past time, but if you have a question, let's ask it now. Anybody? All right. So our next meeting is going to be on November 19th, and it will be at Above and Beyond. We will still be giving out links for those of you who don't want to be in person, but I want to encourage everybody on the call to come if you can. It's going to be our first meeting back. I'm going to have some more great guest speakers. And okay. Sometimes I read and it just threw me all the way off. But again, thank you all for taking time out this Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe, stay healthy, and we will come back next month. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
And great job, everybody.
All right, Joseph.
All right.
Joe, and now